the price on the search results page, the price after baggage, the price after seat selection, the price after travel insurance, the price after the resort fee, the price on the receipt. 6 different prices for the same booking. The first one is the marketing. Drip pricing is what economists call the practice of revealing a final price piece by piece after the customer has invested time and effort. It is one of the most studied dark patterns in consumer protection literature. 3 regulators on 3 continents have measured it. They have all reached the same conclusion. The drip is engineered. The mechanism relies on what behavioral economists call sunk cost reasoning. Once a person has spent 30 seconds searching, 10 minutes choosing, and 3 minutes typing in their card details, they are unlikely to start over because of an unexpected $15 surcharge. A 2018 study by the United Kingdom's Competition and Markets Authority looked at how consumers behaved when faced with hidden fees revealed at the end of a purchase. About 60% completed the purchase anyway, even when surveyed users had said in advance that they would walk away. The drip is not random. It is calibrated to land just past the point of cancellation. In 2022, the Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, the ACC, published a major report on drip pricing in air travel. The report measured the gap between the headline fare and the final fare across the 3 largest Australian carriers on hundreds of routes. The average gap was around 18%. On budget carriers, it was higher. The fees that produced the gap were named individually: baggage, seat selection, online check-in, payment surcharges, in some cases priority queuing. Each fee, on its own, was defensible. The aggregate was the part that the ACC named as a problem. The combined effect was a systematic gap between what consumers thought they were paying and what they actually paid. Following the report, the ACC referred several practices to enforcement. Some carriers settled. Others modified their disclosure flows. The category remains an active investigation area. A parallel example in a different industry: hotel resort fees in the United States. The mechanism: a hotel advertises a room rate of $150 per night on a booking platform. At the end of the checkout flow, a $35 resort fee is added. The fee covers, in the hotel's description, things like Wi-Fi, the gym, and pool towels, amenities that, in many cases, the guest will not use and that, in the past, were included in the room rate. The Federal Trade Commission has investigated resort fees since at least 2017. A 2024 final rule on junk fees in lodging and ticketing requires that the all-in price be displayed up front, before the consumer commits. Several state attorneys general, Pennsylvania, the District of Columbia, Texas, Nebraska, have brought separate cases against major hotel chains for resort fee disclosure. Some have settled. Some are ongoing. Airlines were among the earliest commercial adopters of drip pricing, going back at least to the deregulation era of the 1980s. The pace accelerated in the 2000s, when budget carriers began unbundling everything: baggage, seats, food, priority boarding, change fees. The United States Department of Transportation has rulemaking authority over airline pricing displays under federal law. In 2024, the DOT finalized a rule requiring airlines to disclose ancillary fees more clearly during the booking process. The airline industry challenged the rule in court. The legal status, as of recording, is unsettled. The European Union, under its consumer protection framework, has had stricter all-in pricing rules in place since the late 2000s. EU-based travel sites are required to display the final ticket price, including taxes and mandatory charges, before the consumer commits. The harmonization across jurisdictions is incomplete. The mechanism, however, is the same on every continent. Anywhere a checkout funnel can be split into stages, drip pricing will appear. Concert ticket sites. The advertised face value is one number. The receipt, after-service fees, processing fees, facility fees, and delivery fees is often 40 to 50% higher. Short-term rentals. Cleaning fees on Airline are now, by industry estimates, the single largest line item separating the headline rate from the receipt rate. Airline has been pressured by regulators in multiple jurisdictions to display all-in prices upfront. Food delivery, service fees, delivery fees, small order fees, optional tips. The combined uplift on a typical delivery order is, by repeated industry analysis, in the range of 30 to 60% above the menu price. 3 habits. 1. When booking anything where you suspect drip pricing, complete the checkout flow to the final review screen, then back out and compare across providers using the receipt screen number. The search results number is rarely comparable across providers. 2. For travel, learn what the unavoidable fees are for your typical trip. Baggage, seat selection on long haul, resort fees. Adding them mentally to the headline number before you book is the single most useful upgrade to your shopping behavior. 3. When a fee is genuinely surprising, appears at the last screen with no prior disclosure, take 5 seconds to screenshot the page before paying. The screenshot is your evidence if the fee turns out to be improper, and many regulators accept consumer complaints with documentation. The drip is one expression of how the headline price became a marketing object rather than a price. The DECA uses adjacent versions of this. The phantom discount, the hidden fee, the loyalty program devaluation. They are not separate tricks. They are the same trick applied to different stages of the customer's journey. The receipt is the price. The search result is the bait. Once you can see the architecture, the specific tactic is predictable. 6 prices for the same booking. The first one is the marketing. The receipt is the price.